Sharon, hosts of the Psychic Spectrum radio show, are a prominent psychic couple. Besides hosting an exciting weekly radio show, they offer fans the Psychic Showcase and a fascinating speakers bureau. And their Talking to the Other Side events are not to be missed. Join their live events and even schedule a private psychic reading. Get started at psychicspectrum.com. That's psychicspectrum.com.
Hi, this is Lisa Downs, host of Reigniting You, a new show here on KKNW that explores a variety of topics and timely issues for making mid to late career transitions. I'll be here every Wednesday afternoon at 3 o'clock bringing you guest interviews, career transition advice, and great stories to guide you to what's next in your career and life. Gain a renewed sense of purpose for your next phase with a positive, forward-looking approach. Get ready to be re-energized, recharged, and reignited Wednesdays at 3 o'clock.
I'm Nathan Mumm, and I'm the host of TechTime Radio. TechTime Radio is officially on KKNW from Saturdays from 4 to 5 p.m. You can listen to our show live. We are excited to also then rebroadcast our episodes on Thursday morning from 6 to 7 a.m. The hosts cover top tech stories with a funny spin.
That's good. So,
Hooked on Phonics worked for you, didn't it?
It did, just a little bit.
Grab your weekly technology without having to geek out.
Yeah, I can imagine.
We talk technology for the everyday common person.
Coming to you from the shores of the Pacific Northwest, keeping you up to date on technology while enjoying a little whiskey on the side, with leading-edge topics, along with special guests, to navigate technology in a segmented, stylized radio program. The information that will make you go, Pull up a seat, raise a glass with our hosts as we spend the next hour talking about technology for the common person. Welcome to Tech Time Radio with Nathan Mumm.
Welcome to Tech Time Radio with Nathan Mumm, the show that makes you go, Airdate, December 19th through December 25th, 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is Ugly Sweater episode day.
I don't like you right now.
You don't like me right
no,
now?
I look like a fat mint julep.
You know what? You have a target right there. So you know
this
what?
this was what you were supposed to be wearing because I was going to throw stuff at your face.
Yeah, but you know what? You've lost so much weight that you fit better into that shirt, and I had to go a little bit larger.
Not by
on
this
mine.
camera.
Oh, let's see. I can throw. If I throw darts at you, then we can have additional drinking. So white means no drink.
White means drinks for everybody.
Oh, drinks for everybody? And what does red mean? Red
means you drink.
I drink. Okay, well, we'll have plenty of time to drink throughout the show
green
itself.
means I drink. And the rules are on the back.
The rules are on the back of it?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to have you do a whole modeling job
Yeah,
for
no
it.
way.
Okay. Well, this is our show. Welcome. We're live streaming right now on YouTube and Facebook. You can always catch our show from 4 to 5 p.m. unless there's something sports related like the UW women's basketball game. So we're coming on right after that on the Saturday show. That's fantastic. Again, you can always find out information if you're not listening to the live show on Saturday at techtimeradio.com. Our show is a weekly hour-long show that talks about current technology in a simple format without having to geek out. We highlight top tech news for the week along with segments in a different perspective from everybody. Today on our main segment, we're covering...
You sure?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay.
We're covering your top technologies for the holiday or your last-minute gift ideas. So we're going to go through some gift ideas, and some of these are pretty funny too. So
these are. Oh, you bought them all, didn't you?
No.
I know you got
I didn't buy one. I know
you got the lip one.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. That's hilarious. Again, now if you'd like to shout out to us, if you go to Twitter and do hashtag TechTime Radio. Again, that's TechTime Radio hashtag, and you ask us a question, we will try to answer it on the air, and we're going to start giving out prizes. We have some great prizes coming up in the new year for people that hashtag different stuff during the show and engage with us, so that's going to be phenomenal. We're also giving away our EKG portable machine, the Pulse device from Vivomi. It's a $299 item that we will be giving away at the end of next week's episode.
You'd think we would give it today, since today is our Christmas show.
Yeah, but you know what the sponsor said at the end of the month, so when sponsors do certain stuff, you have to take care of it at the time that they want to. That's Scrooge. I wouldn't say that. Now, before we go any further, we're going to ask you the loaded question of the day. This is how we start out our day, because we don't ask how your week was or what you did in the weekend, because we don't care, but we do care about our loaded question.
What's our loaded question for today?
Our loaded question. This is great. What noise makes you cringe?
Ugly sweaters.
Ugly sweaters. They don't make a noise though. How does
Oh,
that?
this is really loud. Look how loud this is.
Oh, you look fantastic in that.
Yeah,
I think
sure.
you're just not giving the ugly sweater competition
Yeah, I don't
anything.
know about
See, I got a sweater and a
Yeah,
jacket.
you definitely have the.
I got the
ugly.
Christmas-
You definitely have the noise.
I got the Christmas spirit.
As
That's
far
what
as
it
noise,
yeah,
I think we can all agree that children screaming
is that
is the thing that makes me cringe.
makes you cringe? Do you know what makes me cringe?
Chalkboard.
A chalkboard with your fingernails
but
going
those,
down it.
Yeah, those don't exist anymore.
All
so-
those did back in the school. Remember when
I
the teacher
know.
would write up there, and all of a sudden she would go, and then it'd be like, oh, the whole
I
classroom.
know. I
would go-
learned. That never bothered me, so I learned how to do it with my nails and
So-
made everybody else go.
oh, so you were the kid in the school that
I
just
was
made everybody.
I was that kid.
You were that kid.
Yeah.
I was not. I was the kid that was always in trouble. So I knew all the counselors and the principals' names on like a first name basis.
I had waves. I had waves where I was either in trouble or I was the quietest kid and nobody ever knew I was there.
Okay, well, we have our whiskey tasting that will be coming up after our first commercial break, and we're excited to bring Kings County Distillery back again for a second different whiskey, and we'll be talking about this. So we liked their whiskey last week, and now we have their other alternative whiskey. They only make 3 brands of items. They make a vodka, moonshine. They make 2 brands of whiskey, so we have both the whiskeys that we'll be tasting. But right now, we need to get right on to. We got a packed show, and we got a lot of fun articles to talk about
I know.
today.
We're going to be talking about another one.
That's right. We had a nice production meeting. I will say, if you listened to last week's show, we talked about a compromise, and we made some very bold predictions about the compromise because everybody was saying that it was a nation-state compromise that Russians were attacking, and we said, no, that is not true, and we were proven throughout the week to be correct. And we have some more information to give to people that is correct, and they'll find out about it on Tuesday and Wednesday of next week also. So
Nice.
we're excited about that. But let's start out with our first segment. We have the top stories in the first 5 minutes.
What's happening in the world of technology? This is our top stories in the first 5 minutes.
All right, story number 1. Oracle joins Tesla founder Elon Musk and Hewlett-Packard in moving from California to Texas as the Silicon Valley exoduses continue.
Everybody's moving to Texas.
Everybody's moving. Listen to this. Oracle stated in a press release, we believe this move is the best position for Oracle for its growth and to provide our personal employees with more flexibility about where they work and how they work, the company said.
I'm sure.
Depending on their roles, this means that many employees can choose their office locations as well as continue to work from home part-time or full-time.
Mm-hmm.
The move comes a week after Tesla founder Elon Musk announced that he has moved to Texas after Hewlett-Packard had also announced earlier in the month a move to the state earlier.
I want to know what Texas is offering these guys.
So we got some things that we're going to go in here. So we have Hewlett-Packard, right, that will be building a huge campus in Houston area, and it will be completed by 2022. Texas also is bragging that they offer a lower cost of living and no state income tax.
Yeah, for now.
Both which have appealed to Oracle as well as South African Elon Musk, who overtook Bill Gates to become the world's second wealthiest person last month. So he is now the second largest.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about this fact. Texas Governor Greg Abbott, on many different tweets, says Texas welcomes everybody from California. Get out of the state that has problems.
Yeah. So what do you think? What do you think he's after?
Well, what I think he's after, I think he's trying to kill the Silicon Valley, California regulations for COVID. That was specifically Musk's complaint.
Well, I think that's what Musk is doing. But what's the governor of Texas doing? He's looking for something.
So he says that they have the best ran state in the union.
Of course,
okay.
it's Texas.
And that they have comparable items, including traffic, amenities within the cities.
Traffic?
So the traffic probably reduction.
Have you ever? No, I'm sorry. Have you ever been in Houston in rush hour? It's as
I
bad.
have. No, it's not as bad as. Come on, it's not as bad as California.
It's not as bad as, but it's equal to us here.
In the Pacific Northwest, yeah. In Seattle traffic, yeah. But you could, if you're in Silicon Valley and you're trying to go 2.5 miles.
I used to read books in L.A. traffic.
Yeah. I mean, it's essentially a dead zone. You literally. That's why the, Silicon Valley has the most bars per capita, because people essentially, when they're done from work, go and hang out at the bars, so the traffic dies.
Yeah.
Traffic dies down, and then at 7 or 8 o'clock is when they start heading home for the evening normally. All right, so here's what we got. CEO Larry Ellison is the second largest individual shareholder in Tesla.
Yeah, how about that?
And Tesla decided that they were moving. So is there any correlation with that, do you think?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Musk has accused California of becoming a compliant state with regards to innovation, and that's why he announced the move to move Tesla. So we have everybody, Hewlett-Packard in the Lone Star State. We got Oracle. We got Tesla. Who's the next company that's moving? There's gonna be a whole bunch more.
Oh, I'm sure. Amazon's doing it.
Yeah.
Texas in 10 years is going to be the same as here, and
it's going to be Texas is going to be the United States of Texas.
Yeah, they were
want.
talking about that forever. But they're gonna have the same problems in 10 years that we're having here in the Pacific Northwest with the
population, increased jobs,
and the high cost of living.
Yep.
That whole low cost of living thing. That's right now.
Absolutely.
It's
I think Texas is
tomorrow.
Texas is a 10-year gap between what they become at Silicon Valley, where it is currently right now. So
Well,
you got 10 years to hopefully have your company grow real quickly, and then hopefully you have to worry about where you go next, Nebraska or someplace like that. That's also available. Okay, story number 2. Your favorite company, Facebook and Apple lock horns over new draft guidelines by the European Union. This is awesome.
Yeah,
you got Facebook and Apple literally fisticuffing against each other.
Well, yeah, but
That's awesome.
The whole European Union is going after all these guys.
So it is. So Facebook took a swipe at Apple Inc. as it asked the European Union to set boundaries for the firm after it introduced a privacy feature that allows users to block advertisers.
Yeah.
All right. Facebook and Apple on December 15th locked horns over the new draft guidelines by the European Union that is aimed to curb the U.S. corporations from advertising. The social media giant took a big swipe at Apple Inc. because essentially Apple is like, sure, we'll do whatever you want, European Union. We'll block Amazon from everything you want to do on our devices. Fantastic. We're here for you.
You think that's what went down?
The companies,
or do you think it was Apple going, hey, it'd be really cool?
There's our. We had to finish our story.
All right. You have such potential.
I thought we got rid of that one.
No. We like this one. We got all good things come to an end. That's our buzzer for our 5 minutes. So
okay.
we still have that. But we'll finish the story. So you were saying, I think this is a chance for Apple to take a swipe at Amazon, Google, and Facebook and say, hey, guys, quit your advertising since we're not in that market and you guys are.
That's right.
Yeah.
They're I don't think Apple is the good guy here. I think they're taking a because that's what Facebook makes its money off of, right? Is all the ads.
So I find this so funny. So Apple is absolutely in love with the European Union to have this happen right now. Microsoft, back in the day when Microsoft was getting thrashed by the European Union, Apple was all over and best buddies with the European Union then, saying, you know what, let's continue to bash on Microsoft. It's a monopoly. So I think Apple just has a love for the European Union. That's what it has to come down to.
Or the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
That is absolutely what I think you have going on here. What's interesting is that the draft that the European Union released is that they will charge firms that continue to advertise in violation of their drafts that they created for anti-spamming of social ads at a 10% of the firm's global annual revenue. So for Facebook currently right now,
10%.
this would be a $7.1 billion fine for Facebook if they continue to have that.
Yeah, I guess Mark is kind of
he's kind of
he's shaking in his boots.
He's shaking a little bit. So he's just going to go out and buy another company is what he's going to do.
He's going to buy Apple.
That's right. Well, yeah, but Apple's not going to sell to him because Apple wants to own the world itself too. So, so is this saying that Apple is a good guy? No.
Okay. This is nobody wants anybody to get more power than anybody else, and that's why everybody's doing this. That's why the European Union is going against these companies. That's why these companies are trying to protect themselves. That's why Apple's going after Facebook. Because nobody wants any of these companies to be on top.
Be on top. As soon as you're that big bullseye, kind of like your little sweater there. As soon as you become the bullseye, everybody's taking shots at you. That's right. Okay, well, we're going to head off to a commercial break, but when we come on back, we're excited for Protect Yourself Today. We are going to be talking about FireEye,
Again.
Part 2. We're coming on back to talk about it as we did last week.
Happy about that.
Because, oh my gosh, everything we said it was the worst and the biggest security breach ever.
Yep.
And it absolutely is becoming that. We're going to talk about how it's growing and growing and growing. But let's take a look right now at some of our great sponsors.
Hello, Seattle. How would you like to have immediate and easy access to your live EKG and heart rate data? Your data right at your fingertips and with no need to hook up wires and leads or be strapped to a machine at the doctor's office. The new Pulse device from Vivome continuously tracks your EKG and displays this data on your mobile phone. Have you ever wondered how your EKG and heart rate behaves when you're exercising at the gym, navigating the stressful demands of the workday, or just getting the kids ready for school or relaxing at home? The Pulse is a different kind of wearable, and you can experience this difference by going to www.vivome.com and ordering your device today.
Hi, this is Lisa Downs, host of Reigniting You, the show that takes a positive, forward-looking approach to mid to late career transitions for Gen Xers and Boomers every Wednesday afternoon at 3 o'clock Pacific. Whether you're looking to stay in the traditional workforce, do your own thing, or retire or semi-retire, Reigniting You is your source for career transition advice, inspiration, and insight for what's next in your career and life. Join me Wednesdays at 3 o'clock to get re-energized, recharged, and reignited.
With Advil, you have power over pain, so the whole world looks different. The unbeatable strength of Advil.
What pain?
Welcome back to TechTime Radio.
Here's your favorite.
I'm your host, Nathan Mumm. We got Mike Corday here. I love that intro. I love Billy Crystal. I told you we watched that a couple weeks ago. And that's,
I know.
City Slickers 2 was not as good as City Slickers 1. City Slickers, the first one, was really good. The second one was kind of with the
when is the second one better one? The only one that I really know off the top of my head would be Empire Strikes Back.
I think Back to the Future 2. I think because if you don't have Back to the Future 2 in there, where they go back to the time, change it back in, I like the alternate views where you see everybody up in the rafters, you see Michael J. Fox playing down there. I think Back to the Future 2 is the most important part in the whole series, so I say those are the only two movies I know of.
Okay.
But, yeah, normally the 2 is normally a little bit weaker. Oh, yeah. Home Alone 2. Let me ask you, Home Alone 1 or Home Alone 2?
I only got through Home Alone 1. I wasn't a fan.
You didn't? What? How can you not, like, for Christmas movies, can you not? You don't?
Don't really like Macaulay Culkin.
Okay. So last night we were Netflixing, the wife and I, and we watched Bad Moms Christmas. Oh my gosh.
Was that one good?
Oh, it was hilarious. About these moms trying to run their Christmas celebrations with all of their moms coming on in and trying to disrupt it. It
awesome.
was. I've never seen Bad Moms, but Bad Moms Christmas is going to probably go down as one of those little favorites.
Is that going to be one of your traditions now?
Yeah, I think so. It was pretty funny. I was laughing out loud.
Yeah,
okay.
I got mine.
What's yours?
Christmas Vacation.
Oh, National Lampoons?
Yep. Die Hard.
Die Hard's really good too.
And Nightmare Before Christmas.
So nothing's better than Eddie, right? Eddie is like the perfect person when they're going through and they're shopping for the list that he already has taken care of, right? So that Clark will have to take care of it. When he's going through that, they put the light bulbs down and he throws the cat food. Yeah. They put something else fragile down. That's a great flick. All right, well, speaking of great items, we have our King County Distillery, not Kings County Distillery. Sorry, not King County in the Pacific Northwest. Kings County Distillery. We have a $69 whiskey, not as expensive as the last one. This is the peated bourbon. And do you know what a peated bourbon is? It is a cross between if a Scotch and a bourbon had a baby, it would taste like this. So it's got the Scotch and smoked whiskey flavor all in there from Scotland, and it's kind of a hybrid of traditional whiskeys itself. And it had a little bit of a bite.
It had a good bite.
It has a very strong, but it doesn't have aftertaste though. The aftertaste is not there, but it's got it. I mean, when I was shaking a little bit. I mean, it was a bite that was there. KingsCountyDistillery.com. If you order them before the 21st, they guarantee delivery by Christmas, so you can still get them as a last-minute Christmas item gift. All right, well, let's move right on to our next subject here, which we're really excited about, and we call this Protect Yourself Today.
Protect Yourself Today.
All right, welcome to Protect Yourself Today, a 5-minute rundown of the weekly technology breaches or business compromises across the
Across the globe.
Whoa, that whiskey got me.
Yeah, already.
Across the globe. Starting with story number 1, FireEye leak is wreaking havoc over the U.S. and Microsoft finds the backdoor. The CISA warns of new attack vectors. So here's what we got. Devastating scope of the hacking campaign has been expanded now, and they have found out that this compromise that FireEye made known last week happened all the way back in March of 2020.
No way.
Yep.
It's part of the COVID conspiracy.
So, maybe it was, everybody was focusing on COVID.
They released a
virus.
biological virus and then did a computer virus.
No, it's a computer virus. So the U.S. government cyber team has not been able to detect this, and they were not able to detect it with their super process. And we'll talk about that a little bit coming on up. They have supposedly the best supercomputer that is supposed to detect this information, and it was in March 2020, and no detection.
And when did they detect it?
They detected it last week. And we also have information to outline that the only reason this was found is a good old company in Redmond called Microsoft. Yeah, so let me just tell you, Microsoft, all you need is, so anybody out there that has an antivirus on their computer system and they're paying money for it, you should be shot in the head. That is the most ridiculous thing to do. If you have Windows Defender on Windows 10, that's all you ever need, because Windows is so much more advanced in this process of anti-detection than anybody else that it's just a waste of money. So don't be spending any antivirus money on anything other than Windows Defender.
Yeah.
Okay,
you're gonna shoot me in the head.
I know. I told you that when you had some computer problems, and I'm like, "What the heck you got?
What is this on here for?"
Yeah, why do you have that crappy stuff? Oh, well, it's I bought it, and I'm like, okay, well, no wonder why you're slow. That's what you're gonna have to deal with, then, buddy. All right. So as we continue on, Microsoft says it has removed malware related to the expansion hacking campaign and has ensnared thousands of organizations, the U.S. government, and other agencies. We're going to learn some more breaking news that happened just today. So we got this all taken care of from our Tuesday broadcast. Microsoft says it found the malicious binaries that came from SolarWinds, the Austin-based company whose software supply chain was infiltrated by the hacking group itself. So SolarWinds provides IT services and remote desktop services to all of the companies. They have the ability to, if somebody comes on in and takes control of your computer and tries to fix stuff and monitors.
So what you're saying is that the hackers infiltrated them and implanted the virus, and then them doing their remote work had the virus move to other companies?
So they put it in the software and went on the software updates. So they actually went into the code of the software. Mm-hmm. And as SolarWinds was updating with new versions of their software, they were distributing the code with the hackers' information in there, and they didn't go back and take a look at it.
Oh,
so they put in information there, and their development teams didn't go back to verify what those calls were doing, and essentially caused the issues. So now routers, news industry, some of these places.
They're the one.
They're
the
a
one
joke.
That blew the whistle?
Well, no, they said that they announced midweek last week that Microsoft reported that it had its own products that were leveraged and were attacked, and that Microsoft was under attack. Absolutely false. The president of Microsoft, what's his name here? Jeff something. The president came on and essentially for their product launch and said, "What are you talking about? We found it. We have nothing to do with the security breaches." And if you take a look, none of Microsoft's data in their operating systems or their items have been compromised at all. 0%. But of course, our news likes to just grab on anything that's there and decided that Microsoft was going to be in there, which was incorrect. Then the New York Times reported that the Department of Home Security Intrusion Detection, known as Einstein, that's the supercomputer that's supposed to find out what's going on, failed to detect the attack against government agencies.
Uh-oh.
Let's go and talk about Microsoft has identified at least 40 customers that they know specifically were targeted, and they got a list to him. Brad Smith, the company president, said the customers downloaded the malicious SolarWinds updates and were compromised. Now, 80% of the victims are in the United States, and 20% of the victims are worldwide. So as much as we all keep on trying to say that this was an attack against American governments, this is affecting other companies across the globe. It's not an American, Russians. That was the first release thing. The Russians
did it.
The Russians did it and come up, and now we're going to find out that now we have President Trump announcing that China did it.
Did it.
Yeah, so now it's China that's did it,
Okay.
and we actually know for proof positive that it's a group of rebellious coders, kind of like Star Wars. We're talking about Star Wars. You know how you had the rebellion? So you had the evil empire, right? And then you have the rebellion that comes on in and it fights against everything.
Those are supposed to be the good guys.
Yeah, well, so essentially what happened is they've all come together across the United States and across different locations, and they're all having this compromise items that are there. So you know what? We have more stories to go back.
What is this music?
This is our new music to exit out so that we go to our commercial break. But we are going to come on back.
Smoking a cigarette.
Some nice jazz. Yeah. Don't you like some nice jazz with some whiskey on?
Yeah.
And okay.
Give me a cigar.
Okay. All right. Well, we can't drink that. Well, we can drink on the air. We just can't smoke on the air. So we are going to come on right back after our commercial break, and we're going to continue this story because I got more to do.
Get rid of my sweater. I'm too hot.
Okay. All right. Let's do that. So we'll go to a commercial break right now. We'll see you guys in a second.
Ace Hardware is a helpful place with prompt, friendly service and the brand names you know and trust, such as
Steel,
Scott's,
Miracle-Gro,
Toro,
DeWalt,
Milwaukee,
Yeti,
Traeger,
Weber,
Big Green Egg,
Clark and Kensington Paint,
Magnolia Paint by Joanna Gaines,
Benjamin Moore Paint,
Duracell Automotive Keys,
and many, many more.
When you visit Ace Hardware, you'll be greeted at the door and given the help you need.
So come visit us at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, Evergreen Way in Everett, and now Stanwood.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Nowadays, you do more from home than ever before. The Xfinity My Account app puts you in control with digital tools that give you the help you need when you need it. Get fast and easy answers with personalized help 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Change your Wi-Fi password to a phrase that's easy to remember. Even troubleshoot your services on your own. We're working to make things a little easier for everyone. Download the Xfinity My Account app today.
All right. You took off your sweater now? You feeling a little bit better?
Yeah, that's too hot.
That was too hot. Okay, well, we're going to continue on our story. So that was supposed to be Protect Yourself Today in just a 5-minute segment, but we love FireEye. I love FireEye.
Yeah,
so
you're digging this.
I'm digging this. This is just I mean, I could do every single radio show on them. Okay, so let's continue on. So we have Microsoft that essentially detected and helped alert people what was going on for the compromises. So FireEye, the great security company, didn't know, as we learned last week, until Microsoft alerted them.
So they got hacked too.
Microsoft didn't, but FireEye did. Yeah, no, they got compromised.
That was your
their tools. Their tools were stolen.
That was your big whole thing for last week.
I know.
We were so happy.
I know, because I do a bunch of. So I work at Elite Executive Services, and we do IT technical expertise for companies, and so I've had to deal with these guys a couple times, and these guys are just they're just like arrogant, and they were very
they're very dismissive, were they?
They were, and so I didn't like them because I knew that
Go away.
Yeah, that's okay. You know what? Once you realize what you know about security, then you can have it taken care of. Okay, whatever, people. All right, so we're going to go right back now. We have actually heard from FireEye. The CTO decided to come out from underneath a rock and make some press announcements. So I'm glad that he did that.
Oh boy!
so
you're not going to give them any quarter, are you?
No, they get nothing once they're dissolved and somebody buys them. Then that would be fantastic. So
maybe
said
Facebook will do that.
They said
Apple.
Apple. Well, yeah. Apple will fight with Facebook over it. So you got Charles Carmichael, the senior vice president and CTO of FireEye, says that the forensics team was highly organized. And there had to be a persistent group behind the compromise because they were highly capable of organizing strategies well ahead of just the standard attack. So what the CTO is saying is
He's
that
they got him.
So they got him, and oops, we should have been better. But it was so awesomely put together that we would have never known that this was going on. But that's not really the case, because here's where we're going to go. We're going to talk about the companies that have been compromised. These are absolutely known compromised companies. Let's start with the first company, Cisco. Have you ever heard of Cisco?
Absolutely.
Okay, they make routers, and they tote themselves, specifically the Cisco Meraki product. It's this awesome deal to be using. They have been compromised or in trouble because they absolutely had a compromise of the SolarWinds software in their environment. You had a company called Intel. You ever hear of those people?
I think I have
Intel
that on
Inside.
my computer.
The ding ding,
Yeah.
the little Intel Inside. Well, guess what? You now have SolarWinds and other companies inside your infrastructure too. Intel has been compromised. Now let's talk about the 5 U.S. government agencies that have also been compromised. Essentially, if you have your data and your social security number or your driver's license or any data with the United States government, it has been compromised.
Oh, so that's what that means to me.
Yes. So what it means to you is essentially your social security number, your personal information has absolutely been compromised. So welcome to the world of 2020 when...
What are the chances that that's been compromised before?
Oh, I'm sure it has.
Yeah.
But now we actually have known data that says that it's been compromised, and now we're all throwing our hands up in the air saying, oh, you bad guys, how could you do this to us? All right, so we have the 5 government agencies. We have
Just like that, huh?
Yeah. We have Commerce, Homeland Security, State and Treasury Department, as well as the National Institute of Health. Nothing like having your COVID-19 vaccines coming on out and having all these compromises known by everybody else. But let's take a look at just see how well SolarWinds senior management did. So all of a sudden, nobody knew about this. FireEye makes this announcement, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, we didn't know about it. But I say that's not the correct statement because I say there's some finagling here because this is what happened. The Washington Post reported, and I have verified to make sure this is correct, December 7th, the investor Silver Lake sold 158 million shares of SolarWinds on December 7th. Okay? And then all of a sudden, another firm, formula regulators say the timing is very suspicious because another equity firm, Thoma Bravo, sold 128 million shares. So you have over here almost 300 million shares of SolarWinds
getting dumped.
Sold on December 7th before any announcements being made, right? Before anything's been saying that they've been compromised, and it's sold. So
that smells fishy to me.
Former regulators say that the timing of the trades are suspicious. The SEC is looking into why former senior counsel, so the senior counsel person has now left, in the SEC Division of Enforcement tells the Washington Post large trades in advance of a major announcement, and then an announcement is formula for inside trading.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like
that interesting.
It's kind of like fruitcake for the holidays. It's the gift that keeps on giving there, Clark, right?
The gift that keeps on giving.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
That was a jelly of the month.
That was a Jelly of the Month Club. That's right, from National Lampoons. All right. So that is our segment on Protect Yourself today.
Yeah.
Yeah, FireEye is doing fantastic. Let me just tell you.
Where's FireEye in all this?
So FireEye now is just
they were
being
supposed
quiet.
to be protecting all these folks?
And they didn't know what happened, and they're just all looking around dumbfounded going, oh, I don't know, maybe it's this, maybe it's this.
Just going to dance on their grave.
Yeah, so they don't know what the heck they're doing. But thank goodness for Microsoft that actually has a calm, cool process. And again, we talked about this last show. They actually have processes to look at the actual code within the environment itself. And we're able to isolate this issue and help other people know about the security risks. Now, Microsoft doesn't have a cybersecurity expertise software solution that they provide, but I'll tell you, if they do, I'd probably jump on them way better than I jump on any of these other expertise because they actually do a good job of monitoring it and releasing the information out as soon as possible. So, what this means, your data is compromised. I will have to get a new Protect Yourself Today article.
Yeah,
otherwise, I'm going to keep on being on FireEye forever.
Yeah,
and then I'm going to have the FBI at my house.
You're getting a little obsessed with that.
I am. So we will promise next week's episode on Protect Yourself Today, we'll have somebody else that's stealing something or compromising something, so we don't have to go back to FireEye.
Yeah,
but
we might mention them in.
Well, I won't mention them at all.
I'll
maybe.
just say, "Hey, FireEye," and you can go off.
And then I'll just go off. I'll total off script, and we'll just be like, "Oh, those people, you don't understand that they pretend like they're."
So, do you think those folks were trading?
Absolutely, I think they. I think Microsoft made people because clearly FireEye didn't know what they were doing. So Microsoft probably made people aware.
Turn the knife just a little bit more.
Did I say FireEye didn't have a clue what was going on? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I just want to make sure that we got that across. But no, I'm sure Microsoft and other individuals made these companies known of that. So I think they had internal information that they could process, and instead of letting that breach be announced and having that information, I'm sure that cash was dumped. Now,
okay.
they said it was.
Maybe I will talk about that in our.
Your Mike's mesmerizing moment?
Yeah, we'll talk about that whole insider trading business.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, well, let's go to our main segment now. Whew. All right. Okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Should we take a break?
No. We got to go right.
Get some more liquor.
We got to go to Technology Insider. Otherwise, we're not going to get through everything. All right.
Yeah.
So let's do the technology.
Welcome to Technology Insider. We get the information directly from the source.
All right. So first thing I got to do is, I guess I said something that I normally say at home. So we should never shoot anybody in the head if they have antivirus trending right now on
Did you get called out?
I got called out on that. So I just want to make sure, don't shoot anybody in the head if they have other antivirus software because that's not good. I would not want anybody or any violence for this Christmas holiday season.
Please don't take us literally.
Yes. Otherwise, we'd be in big trouble. So we're just trying to say, don't waste your money. Save your money on your antivirus software by using Microsoft Defender.
How PC of you.
For free.
I think you should just,
Well, I used to work at Microsoft. I worked at Microsoft and I left Microsoft, and I was like, I didn't like Microsoft. Now, every single article I read, I just fall in love with Microsoft again because they're doing the right things. They got leadership over there. All right, so let's go right into our gift guides, last-minute gift guides. Here's what we got here. We got some fantastic things. The first thing I did is I Googled last-minute gift ideas online. And you know what comes on up first?
Lip something.
No. That was the second thing. So Murray's Cheese.
Murray's Cheese.
Never heard of Murray's Cheese before, but let me tell you, I'm pretty impressed. Their SEO was correctly done for last-minute Christmas shopping gifts. So here's what you can get. The Classic Cheese of the Month Club. So, kind of like the Jelly of the Month Club.
There we go.
So you could do Cheese of the Month Club. They have virtual private classes and events for like catering items. They have cheeses and meats, all of the ones that you could think of to purchase. And all this can be done at murraycheese.com. But specifically, they had the Classic Cheese of the Month clubs. That looked really good. Now, the price of that was not very inexpensive. It was like $200, $300 to do a cheese of the month club for 12 months.
Oh, okay.
But they're sending you some pretty nice cheeses, and they get you little crackers. And so Murray Cheese,
you
number
got
one.
that, didn't you?
Was that? I did not yet, but somebody's having a birthday soon, so maybe the cheese of the month.
Maybe the cheese of the month is going to come on somebody's birthday.
Yeah. So the next thing we have Sharper Image. Now, do you ever remember the Sharper Image stores?
Yeah.
Yeah. They all disappeared. Cha-ching.
They're
online,
like the mall.
Yeah. That kind of like, I don't know if malls will even come back after COVID. Are they going to be able to come back because all that area inside?
No, I think it's part of the whole
Amazon shipping
retailopolis.
Centers. They'll just become Amazon shipping centers.
Well, yeah, Amazon has successfully killed malls.
Yeah, they have. So Sharper Image.
Amazon.
Thank you very much. There's always that creepy guy at the food court. You ever walk through the food court? That creepy guy was there.
That's just part of the fun.
Was that part of the fun?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Sharper Image, digital barbecue fork.
Now that
sounds
cool. Awesome.
So what this fork does is, since it's a barbecue fork and it has a built-in thermometer in it, so you can easily read the temperature of your meats.
That's a lazy guy.
I like that. I was like,
that's some lazy dude that has like come up with it. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna
put the.
I don't need an extra thing. I'm just gonna put it in my fork.
Fantastic. So that was, I think,
that's the basis of all innovations. You know,
$49. $49 for that.
Yeah.
You can still get it. And you can still order them online before Monday, and you can get them by Christmas. Number 2, the surround shower system. Now, what is this? So they literally have a picture of somebody playing their music in surround sounds. You can put suction cups up, and you can listen to your music. Do you have to listen to your music in the shower in surround sound?
Well, I think it depends on where you're taking a shower.
Okay. Have you ever had the need to listen to music while you take a shower?
No, but you remember those shower radios you could get?
I do remember those.
That was way back in the 80s.
Well, the surround sound system was almost all sold out for the season, so who knows by the time.
Well, there's a lot of people that are going to be showering with music.
With music, and it's Bluetooth enabled, so you just connect to it. So here's the women's gifts. I went through there. The world's first at-home professional LED lip therapy device.
That's what you got.
I got one of those coming from my wife. She's going to love this. So the world's first LED therapy. Again, you can order these online because these are last-minute gift ideas. It features 56 powerful LEDs to simulate the production of collagen for plumper, more youthful lips.
Oh.
Use just 3 minutes a day for FDA clearance and safe, natural, no side effects, and it guarantees to increase by 50% your lip area, so you can get those duck lips. Have you seen this? It looks like a mouthpiece that you'd see in football. It's literally something you shove it in this thing. It's got a big thing in the front of this.
It makes a big shine.
And then it's got a bunch of lights going off on it.
And
all
next
of a sudden,
thing you know, you come out, your lips are all inflamed.
Yeah. So I was thinking about just doing that myself, see what would happen. Going out with big lips.
You could do some Instagram photos of your duck face.
Oh, my duck face? Do that?
I hate that.
All right, here we got The most bizarre gift on Sharper Image, the ultimate fat freezer. $129. You remember the machines that they used to have back in the 50s where they had the people stand up and it like jiggles your belly and it gets rid of the fat? The big, this is essentially the same thing. The ultimate fat freezer is a non-invasive system that sculptures your body by destroying and dissolving fat cells.
By freezing them.
Simply apply the ultimate fat freezer over your problem areas, thigh, waist, back, or bottom.
Does it work on ugly sweaters?
For a select 30 to 60-minute session. The cooling process decreases fat temperature to naturally eliminate them from the body. So essentially, if you freeze your body to death, I guess you can lose weight. Is that what they're trying to tell me? I haven't heard of that.
I don't know, but it might be worth getting one for Christmas and finding out.
All right, and so the last but not least, most important gift to give that always tells somebody that you care.
Fruitcake.
A gift card. That's the lamest gift. You can still buy gift cards from any.
I think that's the best gift.
You think that's the best gift?
Yeah.
That means that you put absolutely no time into your discussion for a gift, right?
Yeah, but that means that when I get gift cards, that means I get to get what I want.
Okay, well then why don't they just give you cash?
That works too.
Okay, cash is king.
Cash is okay.
Cash is perfect. But gift cards, I still have some relatives that give me Nike cards, and I wish them the best.
Yeah,
and I'm going to get in trouble now.
So I'm getting everybody gift cards this Christmas.
So I got like 3 Nike cards for Nike gear, and I figure if I get like 4 more, maybe I can actually buy something at the Nike store. So it just sits there,
true.
right? So it's just like, okay, 3 more and I'm ready to go.
3 more and you're ready.
And the last but not least item to get people cryptocurrency. Right now, Bitcoin is over $20,000. So if you want to go to Coinbase or one of those cryptocurrency places, you can purchase cryptocurrency for your loved ones. Doesn't that sound exciting?
Yeah, that sounds exciting.
Not really. All right, so that takes us through our main story. But stick with us as we return because we're going to be talking about a filter made from astronaut urine that could provide.
It was a filter that was used for astronaut urine.
Oh yeah, so
it's not made from astronaut urine.
A filter made for astronaut urine. I cut and paste.
That would be a much cooler story though if there was a filter made of astronaut.
No. So we're going to talk about a filter that was made for the International Space Station that will actually have the possibility of saving the Earth.
Awesome.
All right. Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, have you heard of cookies for breakfast?
No, I'm a Life cereal guy.
Oh, that's right. Mikey likes it, huh?
Yeah, no.
All right, well, let me tell you about Cookies for Breakfast by Spark Tabor, the Pursuit of Pleasure podcast. This is one of the most up-and-coming comedians, and he hosts his own podcast. You know what? To me, he's a superhero.
I am here. Did someone say breakfast?
Who the heck is this guy?
Captain Cookie here, and I love cookies for breakfast because there is nothing better than cookies and pleasure.
I'm suddenly feeling a little lactose intolerant.
Okay, thank you, Warner Brothers superhero. No, okay, well, let me talk to you about Cookies for Breakfast by Spark Tabor, a Pursuit of Pleasure podcast. This comedian is hilarious. You know what? He is considered, in my book, a superhero. And now we're going to turn it over to the sidekick, Soy Milk.
Well, hi there. If you'd like to join Nathan and Mike in listening to Cookies for Breakfast, go to anchor.fm/spark-tabor or thesparktabor.com/podcast. That's Spark, like SPARK, and Tabor, TABOR.
Wow, that is great. Now, if we only could have cookies for lunch.
Your business deserves the same expertise as that of a Fortune 500 company. If you need a CIO-level service, why hire a full-time staff member at $250,000 a year when you can get this on-demand service for fractions of the cost? As your CIO on demand will give you the steps you need to take so as to minimize interruption to your business and profitability, and provide you and your business with training and education to prevent future attacks. To get an efficiency review for your business today, contact us at www.ee-services.com.
Welcome back to TechTime Radio. We were just sipping a little of our Kings County Distillery peated bourbon.
Peated bourbon.
It's got a bite. It does have a bite, but
it's got a bite.
It's got a bite. It's got a really smooth bite aftertaste, though. This takes things really well. Well, We are going to go right into our segment that we call What I Found on the Web.
What we found on the web.
Mike, have you heard about this story? A filter made from astronaut urine. No. Or it's a filter. I must have, I typed that down twice.
Yeah.
Filtered could be providing drinking water on Earth. So let me make sure. So, I'm having a great episode here.
I think maybe you drank a little bit more than you should have.
We opened it only here in the studio, so you know that. Okay, so scientific researches to improve life on the International Space Station have led to countless developments in space technology. So there's been tons of stuff, including LED lighting. So you know the LED lighting, all the LED lightings that you see around was first originally created for the International Space Station.
Awesome.
Yeah. Did you also know the ability for zero gravity workouts? So zero gravity workout was all established in there. So restraints the restraints and all that stuff that you can just put the little restraints on your arms. It was all done for the International Space Station. And now
resistance training. And
now we have a water purification system that the International Space System has developed to spin off different technologies and provide cleaning water up for the International Space Station.
That was a Howard Wolowitz invention.
Over 2 billion people worldwide don't have access to clean drinking water. Do you know that?
I do know that.
Okay, and in developed countries, many people don't trust the safety water from the tap. I mean, if you live in New York, except for if you're a whiskey distillery, you got to be really careful about that New York water, right?
Yep, in Georgia, they use sulfur in the water, so you can taste the sulfur in the water.
So Aquaporins is the name of this, the technology that could help out the companies. It's a wastewater company that includes the ability to filter 95% of all the microplastics in items out of water. So that is essentially, of course, your urine has some of those items in there. It gets 95% of it. And last month, Aquaporin has launched an under-the-sink household filterization system.
That means I can pee in my sink, right?
That works without electricity. That costs $650, and the company is currently targeting the European market. Plans to expand to the United States, then India and China in the next 2 years. So let's talk about that. So we have a technology filter. It's a super filter, and
it's a super filter.
It's a super filter, and it's got reverse osmosis processes in it. It's got filterization through the whole deal, and it can essentially take any type of water, sewer water.
That's what I'm saying.
That's it, and essentially have that filtered so that you could drink that.
There's nothing better than having an emergency place for me to go.
So then you can filter your water available immediately. It's interesting, though, that the International Space Station and all of our creativeness in space, we spend a lot of time being more creative in space and then bringing it back here.
Well, if you think about it, that's how we do everything.
Okay.
You know, if in the car business, all the new technology hits the luxury cars, and then it filters down into what normal people buy.
It does, doesn't it?
Over time, yeah.
So it's all, but it's interesting that the space station and space people always are pressing how to do rechargeable units, battery units. I mean, they are the standard of how we come up with technology.
Mm-hmm.
And so we actually may have a filter. I know that we have filterization stuff when we go out hiking and jogging, and if we got lost in the middle of the woods, I don't know how you could on Washington State trails because they're all taken care of, but we have these bottles that we take with us when we go that essentially could drink stream water, and we'll filter out the stream water so that it's healthy and you don't get any diseases from it itself. Now we have the ability soon with the International Space Station's developments to have this essentially available so that third world nations without electricity can have filterization of the water. I know that I've been to Africa many times, and when you go to Africa, it's a very unique setting because you literally have the people in the water systems washing their clothes, and then literally probably 100 yards later is where they get the water to drink.
Yep.
And then a little bit further down, then they have where they dispose of their waste into the water. So they have their washing, their drinking, and then their waste products of water.
Yeah. How's that?
All in the same
Isn't that
stream.
Awesome? They do that in India, too.
Yeah. So essentially what you could do is with these filterization, you could even have it at the lower end of the stream itself, filter out that information in it's not information.
Filter
out.
Well, it is information. If you
filter out the water so that you are able to drink it available. So, that's actually that's an uplifting article that we talked about. And I was glad that Microday came up with that article. Not that I want to say anything, but in our pre-production meeting, he said, let's talk about this, and I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of Microday, my favorite person, we are going to take a break here, and when we come on back, you have your Mike's mesmerizing moment.
Awesome.
All right, let's take a commercial break, and we'll see you right after that in less than a minute.
Skip and Sharon, hosts of the Psychic Spectrum radio show, are a prominent psychic couple. Besides hosting an exciting weekly radio show, they offer fans the Psychic Showcase and a fascinating speakers bureau. And their Talking to the Other Side events are not to be missed. Join their live events and even schedule a private psychic reading. Get started at psychicspectrum.com. That's psychicspectrum.com.
Hello, Seattle. How would you like to have immediate and easy access to your live EKG and heart rate data? Your data, right at your fingertips, brought to you by Vivomi's new Pulse wearable, and with no need to hook up wires and leads or be strapped to a machine at the doctor's office. Whether you are exercising at the gym, navigating the stressful demands of the workday, or relaxing at home, check your EKG as simply as opening an app. The Pulse, a different kind of wearable, and you can experience this difference by going to www.vivomi.com and ordering your device today.
Ace Hardware is a helpful place with prompt, friendly service, knowledge, and the little things that make a big difference.
Service.
Selection.
Advice.
Community involvement.
Competitive prices.
Convenience.
Located near you.
And the things you need, such as
house keys,
lawn and garden,
plumbing,
electrical,
hardware,
grills,
outdoor living supplies,
and even nuts and bolts.
When you visit Ace Hardware, you'll be greeted at the door and given the help you need.
So come visit us at Ace Hardware in Evergreen Way in Everett, Lake Stevens, and now Stanwood.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Welcome back to TechTime Radio. I'm your host, Nathan Mumm. Mike, during the break, what did you think about our whiskey?
It's good.
Is it good?
But it's got an overwhelming bite.
It does have a bite, doesn't it? It's not as good as if I had to take their $100 bottle versus their $69 bottle. I probably would buy their $100 bottle that we had last week.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that I don't like this, but I'll just say that whiskey was really good and smooth. So now is a great time for you to visit techtimeradio.com. You can always check out our facts section on the website. So if you want to take a look at an article that we talked about specifically in Protect Yourself Today and other items, you can go and make sure that we're not just making up items on or news articles on the fly. We actually do our research and make sure that they are all legit. We also have an opportunity for you to add into our fan list so that it continues to grow, which gives you an opportunity to win all of our great prizes. Right now we have the Pulse portable device, the EKG system, that we're giving away at the end of this month. So we've already given one of those away, and the guy that is wearing it right now says that he enjoys it and it was really cool, so he's very excited, and we'll see who gets to win it again. But now, the highlight of the show, Mike's mesmerizing moment.
Right.
This is Mike's mesmerizing moment. All right, you're up, bud.
All right. So we were talking about that insider trading thing.
Yes.
And you would think that people would understand the consequences of their actions, right?
Martha Stewart didn't.
No. No. But that's sort of the human part of us. We look at that and we go, why don't these people learn? It's not a matter of learning. It's a matter of fear.
Okay.
See, when we have a surge of fear, we activate a different part of our brain called the limbic system, and we make judgments on that based on that system and not on thinking part of our brain, which is the prefrontal cortex. So,
whoa, you're saying, okay, you gotta explain that to me. What was that? The
prefrontal cortex.
Yeah,
that's where our executive functioning resides. So if you think about it, this is where our thinking part resides, and then as we go further back in the brain is where our primitive parts reside.
So I'm really in the back a lot, then, I think, huh?
A lot of us are these days. That's part of our problem with our social system. But these guys that's doing this trading, you would think they wouldn't do stuff like that, but they get this message and they go, "Oh crap! What are we going to do? We're going to lose a lot of money." And that limbic system pops up in the back of their brain, and they say, "Oh, well, I know. We're going to dump that stock." And they don't think about the consequences because fear is a right now thing.
Okay.
So when you have that limbic system shut on, it takes away your ability to think rationally And the more energy that's involved in that limbic system, the less ability you have to think rationally. So we got these people that are doing these dumb things.
Yep.
And people go, why aren't they learning? Well, it's not a matter of learning. It's a matter of fear management.
So it's fear management that makes you sell stock 2 days or 3 days before an announcement comes that you are one of the main corporate reasons that all of these companies are struggling right now and have cyber breaches that they have to worry about.
So we'll see what the SEC comes up with, but that's one of the reasons why people do stuff like that.
Well, that was Mike's mesmerizing moment. Thank you, Mike. I enjoyed that. All right, well, now we got to get to the big reveal. Did the whiskey that we had here, the Kings County Distillery peated bourbon, did it receive a thumbs up or a thumbs down? What's your vote?
I'm going to go with the thumbs down.
You know what? Wow, you went thumbs down.
I did.
At the very beginning, you were saying this was fantastic.
It is, but the bite is too much for me.
All right, I'm going to go with thumbs down also. So you know what? I will also take care of that. We're really excited that we will be coming back to you guys here next week, and we will be finishing off the year. I am Nathan Mumm, and we got Mike Roday here. We got David Brown behind the board. Thank you guys very much for tuning in to TechTime Radio.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us on TechTime Radio. We hope that you had a chance to have that moment today in technology. The fun doesn't stop there. We recommend that you go to techtimeradio.com and join our fan list for the most important aspect of staying connected and winning some really great monthly prizes. We also have a few other ways to stay connected, including subscribing to our podcast on any podcast service, from Apple to Google and everything in between. We're also on YouTube, so check us out on youtube.com/TechTimeRadio, all one word. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did making it for you. From all of us at TechTime Radio, remember, Mumm's the word. Have a safe and fantastic week.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host, guest, and callers